We turn now to the crisis gripping kids across the nation. A new film taking an unflinching look at children dealing with anxiety in a new documentary. One of its producers even turning the camera on her own family. This coming during Mental Health Awareness Month. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman with the first installment of our limited series, State of Mind, Kids in Crisis.
14-year-old Sevy Morton has lived with crippling anxiety since she was a young child.
I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that it wasn't something normal and that there was an issue.
Did you recognize it, Laura?
Around the time she was 3 years old, I knew that something wasn't right. But it took me 7 years for a doctor to tell me she has anxiety.
Her mother, Laura, has been on the front lines of Sevy's battle, in the trenches with her.
It's become almost a daily thing in our house for Sevy to have a colossal meltdown. I don't always know the right thing to do because I don't know what anxiety feels like for her.
Now, in her new documentary, Anxious Nation, Laura is bravely sharing her family's story, pulling back the curtain on the often taboo topic of children's mental health.
Anxiety doesn't discriminate, right? It impacts all of us. It's not a one-size-fits-all problem, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Sevy is not alone. Millions of American children struggle with anxiety, and as the film shows, seemingly small things can leave them completely inconsolable.
Well, John, if you need to take a nap, that's fine, but, we got to read the book. There's nothing we can do.
Others flying into a fit of rage. And some just suffering quietly.
I would sit there and I say, I can't stop. I think I'm going to die.
If you see that your child is struggling, that they have symptoms that are illogical, that you are seeing that they're not behaving as easily and having as smooth a time as you think they should, go find out what the diagnosis is.
According to the CDC, 5.8 million kids were diagnosed with anxiety between 2016 and 2019. And this is just one of the issues plaguing kids. In the 10 years leading up to the pandemic, there was a 40% increase in young people feeling sad and hopeless. And teen girls are affected the most, a disturbing 57% saying they felt sad or hopeless in 2021, double that of teen boys. The film highlighting kids of all ages and backgrounds.
Today, I was very antsy. I couldn't stay still.
The directors giving them cameras to record themselves behind closed doors, capturing moments that are raw and emotional.
When I was around 14, I felt like I was being bullied. I couldn't really understand why not everyone would like me. I just remembered having days where I'd just be home crying.
I had sent 14 cameras out into the field. And I asked my kids if they would be comfortable filming themselves. I thought we would get better material asking them to self-record than if I came in and did what you're doing.
Everything that I love is on my phone. How many hours did I spend on my phone?
Oh my God, yesterday it was 10.
To be able to post on TikTok or to be able to post on Instagram is super important to me, and the amount of followers I have is important to me. Why am I losing followers? Do I not look good in this certain picture? Do I need to change something?
Sevy, do you have a first memory of a panic attack or anxiety attack?
I used to go to a sleepaway summer camp for 7 weeks, but I couldn't get through it. The first day there, automatically crying and begging to go home, purposely making myself sick. I just completely broke down, and I saw everybody else they were having such a good time, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't enjoy it.
I couldn't really understand what was happening or really process how she was feeling. I thought she was having a temper tantrum. I thought that she was being manipulative. I thought that she, was just, didn't want to go to school.
Laura approached Oscar-winning director Vanessa Roth with the idea before the COVID lockdown. But Roth initially passed on the project.
And then she came back to me in 2021. My kids and their friends and everybody had just, I felt like, just fallen into just this hole of anxiety.
What do you want kids to come away with?
I want kids to come away with feeling heard, seen and heard, and that it's not the adults and the parents telling the rest of the world, this is what's happening for our kids, but kids expressing it themselves.
These days, kids are surrounded by screens with constant access to the latest trends and upsetting news headlines.
I think the news definitely impacts kids' anxiety levels, particularly because it's instantaneously available. And there's a lot of scary things where you have school shootings, climate change. Parents have to talk about it because kids' imaginations are much worse than reality.
Naya was also an anxious teen.
I grew up in South Florida, very predominantly white areas, where I was literally, not exaggerating, one of like 3 or 4 black kids in the entire school. I don't think I was my best self then because I was so anxious all the time.
At home, she says it was her parents' marriage that troubled her.
This is my parents' wedding photo. I keep this in my scrapbook. They're divorced now. I think it made me grow up very quickly. I kind of felt like I was taking care of my sister and making sure she was okay.
It's in these chords where she found her peace.
Run, 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 run away, young one. I've learned to channel all that anxious energy that I have into music, basically repurposing that in a way to create something beautiful.
Music is just one type of coping mechanism for people like Naya.
I'm going into medicine and I'm really passionate about psychiatry, which there aren't a lot of black people in psychiatry, and especially black women.
As for Sevi Morton, she's heading to acting camp this summer. She still struggles, but has made a lot of progress. Give me a good coping mechanism that has worked for you.
I push journaling all the time. I know that it's so difficult to talk to people, especially when you're in a moment. So writing down your feelings, it's like, oh, it's privacy, but you still get your feelings out. Anxiety doesn't go away, but you can definitely make changes. And I hope that I'm a role model to younger people with anxiety.
So much love.
So much love.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.